The crumbling radio station stood like a skeletal sentinel, its once vibrant sign now faded to a ghostly white. Vines crawled up the walls, as if attempting to reclaim the structure for the wild. A chill wind whispered through the broken windows, its mournful sighs echoing through the empty halls. Shadows danced across the walls as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an eerie orange glow over the deserted landscape. The air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and decay, a noxious odor that clung to the skin like a wet shroud. In the distance, the soft hum of crickets provided a morbid serenade. A weathered wooden door, adorned with rusty hinges and a broken lock, creaked ominously in the gentle breeze. The door seemed to beckon, a siren's call to brave the darkness within. As I stepped across the threshold, the door groaned in protest, its hinges shrieking in protest like a tortured animal. The interior was a labyrinth of twisted corridors and cramped rooms, each one shrouded in an impenetrable darkness. A faint hum, like the purring of a distant engine, seemed to emanate from the heart of the building. I fumbled for my flashlight, its weak beam casting flickering shadows on the walls. As I ventured deeper into the building, the hum grew louder, a deafening drone that vibrated through every cell in my body. I felt a creeping sense of dread, as if I was being herded toward some unspeakable horror. The air seemed to thicken, a heavy, oppressive weight that made my breath come in short, ragged gasps. I stumbled upon a studio, its equipment still intact, though covered in a thick layer of dust. A single, flickering monitor displayed a static-filled image, a grainy vision of a woman's face, her eyes black as coal. Her mouth was frozen in a silent scream, a haunting cry that seemed to pierce my very soul. The woman's face began to fade, replaced by a grainy image of a news anchor, his voice a low, hypnotic murmur. He spoke of a tragedy, a catastrophic event that had ravaged the town, leaving nothing but death and destruction in its wake. I felt a shiver run down my spine as the anchor's words seemed to come from all around me, echoing off the walls. I tried to leave, but the doors seemed to have shifted, trapping me in a maze of twisting corridors. The hum grew louder, a deafening roar that threatened to consume me whole. I stumbled forward, desperate to escape, but every door led only to more darkness, more fear. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the monitor went dark. The hum ceased, plunging the studio into an oppressive silence. I stood frozen, my heart pounding in my chest, as the darkness seemed to coalesce into a presence, a living, breathing entity that watched me with cold, calculating eyes. The presence began to take shape, a towering figure with skin like decaying wood and eyes that glowed like embers. Its presence was a crushing weight, a suffocating pressure that made my lungs burn for air. I tried to scream, but my voice was trapped in my throat, silenced by the horror that loomed before me. As the figure drew closer, its eyes blazing with an otherworldly intensity, I felt my sanity begin to unravel. The world around me began to distort, reality bending and warping like a funhouse mirror. I was consumed by a vision of the woman from the monitor, her face twisted in a macabre grin, as she whispered a single, chilling word in my ear. And then, everything went black.